Hey, how's it going? Z-Man the Tech here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles for Xbox One by developer and publisher Prideful Sloth, released on February 20th, 2019, and it's also available for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Steam. And this is a game comprised of open world and exploration, with elements of farming, fishing, and bartering. So the story in a nutshell is that you end up surviving a gnarly shipwreck during a violent thunderstorm, and end up on a magical island that you will come to know is called Jamia. The land is apparently polluted by a dark energy referred to as murk, which can only be cleared by sprites randomly found around the island. Specifically, a set number of them may be needed. Certain areas that you come across are barricaded by murk, so these sprites have a significant impact on your progression. Along the way, there are a myriad of side quests that keep you busy and in some cases may have you going back and forth between areas, which can get a little mundane. However, since the game is so open, you have plenty of opportunities to poke around with stuff along the way. This game features a completely non-combat style of play and focuses very heavily on exploration, agriculture, and bartering within the mix. As mentioned before, exploration is heavily encouraged in this game, and you instantly get the notion to do just that when you begin the game. In fact, the intro is very reminiscent of one that most are familiar with in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You're greeted with a lush and vast overview of an enormous land just waiting to be traversed. There will also come a moment in time where you can decide to claim an area of your choosing and build a home of your own where you can farm, fish, and handle other objectives. You also have the ability to hire a farmhand later in the game while you're out adventuring. The character customization elements of the game are surprisingly deep, with what one would describe as a job system where you can learn and master tailoring, chefdom, carpentry, and other skills. You also have the ability to craft and trade items, some of which are required to advance through the narrative by solving puzzles and whatnot. Speaking of trading, bartering is the only type of system in which to acquire materials and goods in this world. There isn't really a currency, but a set value of what each item is worth compared to another. Each region and town is associated with a particular guild. Each guild specializes in a job, as mentioned prior, and some items fetch a higher or lower value between the towns and areas. This system actually works fairly well and can definitely keep you busy, so be ready for that. There are various biomes in this world, including grasslands with meadows, snow-capped mountainous regions, thick and lush forests, tropical areas, and more. The land as a whole is affected by dynamic seasonal changes, and each region reacts to it in their own way, which adds a nice touch. New opportunities are in fact formed when this happens, so it's a good idea to go back to certain areas as the weather changes. As far as the controls, the character movement whilst running is fluent and smooth with no noticeable input lag or any hindrance of that sort. The overall control scheme of the game isn't very demanding and quite user-friendly. Mainly a jump, action, and menu button with the occasional use of shoulder buttons to switch between tools and such. It would have been nice to have a little more freedom of actions outside of being close to objects that you can interact with. However, it may have been designed in this way to prevent intentional violence. Crafting items is very simple and straightforward with a single tap of a button while in the crafting section of the menu. As long as you have the material and/or recipe, you can craft it. You can do this anytime and in any place, which is very convenient. The game features lovely visuals, and these are a joy to take in while exploring. The art style is detailed and clean, with a friendly and inviting cartoon-like approach that suits the game. Considering this, the environments have been captured and portrayed exceptionally well, and character NPC models are minimalistic but clean and get the job done. The sound mastering is handled with plenty of care and attention to detail, especially with the ambience of various biomes, weather conditions, and when in caves. It does an excellent job of giving the player that immersive, in-the-moment feel, and the orchestral soundtrack is absolutely stellar. In conclusion, Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles is a relaxing open world of exploration where you'll be managing agriculture, building structures, dealing in commerce, fishing, and much more, all of which will be exercised with zero combat required. Some may consider the implementation of the mechanics risky and an impressive feat, but this game thoroughly excels at handling this style and approach with flying colors. It's a nice change of pace to be able to enjoy an open world game where you can farm and fish without any violence. So, to those looking for a relaxing open world experience that's accessible to gamers of any age, I highly recommend this game. However, those that are looking for a little more action may want to stick to your Zelda Breath of the Wild or Skyrim. My final score for Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles is 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching.